chat with Glendora, a show for living right. A chat with Glendora makes your day so bright. Words of inspiration, jokes to make you smile. Come relax and chat with Glendora for a while.
Pre-sales event right here at...
First, she was the skipper of the SS Glendora.
All the little kids were the chief mates.
Then, the captain of Satellite 6, catching up with the one and only Glendora.
When they came to WRGV, it was 1955.
Her fondest memories from entertaining a generation of children. It's Positively Upstate, Wednesday at 6 on CBS 6 News.
Oh, wow.
Hi folks, I'm Glendora. You are not. And you can be glad you are not. But then I don't know about that, folks. I like being Glendora. Since I found out the truth. What truth? I found out the truth. After all is said and done, the only thing that really matters is how did you treat others? Since I know that truth, I like being Glendora. And I like knowing that others includes the animals. And I have found the peace of God because I treat the animals right. As the American Vegan Society says, I live harmlessly. I don't hurt anybody. So I like being Glendora, now that I know the truth and live the truth. And part of the truth, folks, I know, is that get rid of selfishness, ego, me first. No, others. I know the truth now. The satisfaction is in helping others, not in helping myself. There's no satisfaction in that at all. You like these pretty baby blue hand crocheted gloves by Marian Alger? She has hand crocheted 12 pairs of these gloves in the most elegant colors. Deep purple, deep green, forest green, bright yellow, bright orange, black, white, baby blue, navy blue, and she's working on 5 more pair. And then she dreams of doing 3 more pair after that. What she's trying to do is that all of these costumes that we have for the chat with Glendora. Greg, how many costumes do we have? 40?
Oh, very many. So.
There's my little baby kitty. Want to come up, honey, and sit in Glenny's lap? Out there, little kitty that's 104 years old. And she's doing so well, folks. She does all of her functions. She walks. She goes to the litter pen. She eats. She gets under the blanket at night and has a tent and is content. And the other night she was purring so loud. You could hear her purr. And she's 104 years old. Now she's a rescue and we don't know whether she was born in May or April. But whichever, that'll make her 105. I think she wants something more to eat the 4th time she's eaten today. She likes her food with nutritional yeast on it. back to the truth. Happiness is helping others and working together with others, helping others. We all work together and we all have a good time doing it. So I guess it's a good thing to be a Glendora after you've learned the truth. May the God of peace himself sanctify all of us together, completely, through and through. May the God of peace himself sanctify all of us together, through and through. I guess that's what a chat with Glendora is in a nutshell. Well, if that's so, Glendora, how come it's taken you 12,030 shows to say so? A half an hour each. 90 years old, no doctors and no medicine. 90 years old, finally knowing the truth. Finally living the truth. This is March the 19th, the day before spring. Tomorrow is the vernal equinox. And the daylight's going to equal the nightlight. March is interesting. It can be like February, or it can be like April. And .com, the grass is coming, .com. You're going to have grass, honey. Fresh grass. Oh, won't that taste good? How she loves fresh grass. And we'll see the dandelions. We'll see all the miracles that come out of the soil. Who are they? Snowdrops, right? Crocus, jonquils, daffodils, forsythia, magnolia, weeping cherry, flowering crab trees, tulips, hyacinths, all those grand creations coming out of that soil, that miracle soil. I don't know what we've accomplished here so far, except that I'm Glendora, and you aren't. But if you want to be Glendora, I'll give Glendora to you. You can have it, and I'll start over again. WRGB, Julia Dunn, interviewed Glendora about her children's television shows from 1955 to 1962. And tomorrow night, the interview is going to be on their 6 p.m. news. Channel 6, Albany, New York. Google, wherever you are, Google Channel 6, Albany, New York. And if you miss tomorrow night, Google it for 6:30 p.m. almost any night, and you'll see the vegan commercials to help the animals. And I said, poor Julia will only have 5 or 6 minutes, and I will come home and I will ask me the questions that she didn't have time to ask me. Listen to this one, folks, about television in 1955 and 1962. We have so many electronics here. How we are blessed.
Velcro on the back brace. A sign on the willow tree.
Gregory, you hear all that? A sign on the willow
This
tree?
is Glendora's tree.
Yeah?
Please do not hurt it.
Please do not hurt it.
Paul Bolton,
Paul Bolton, Connecticut.
do an Autobet commercial.
I would like to do the Autobet
Julia
commercials.
Dunn.
I live in an out-of-back building. These people know what they're doing. They know how to tear apart and rebuild. They know how to build from scratch. And once it's built and done, they know how to maintain it. And they have commercials on Channel 6. I would like to be a personal knowledge statement saying how able these people are. And then they always put in their commercials that they want experienced carpenters. I am going to call Julia Otterbeck and ask her if I can do her commercial for her. I want to speak out in favor of these people.
Rufus Glendora training needs much training. Call Diane in traffic.
Oh, Diane in Channel 6, I am so upset with myself. I went all the way up to Channel 6. I was there 4 hours, and I didn't see you. I didn't stop everything and go see you, Diane, in traffic in Channel 6.
You remind me of Dan Smith.
Oh, that's a good joke. Bill said to Bob, you remind me of Dan Smith. Bob says, I am not a thing like Dan Smith. And Bill says, oh yes you are. You both owe me $10.
Another joke is...
Oh, another joke is the man who loaned his friend money for a facelift. Well, did you ever get your money back? Well, no. I don't know what he looks like. I can't find him.
A facelift. Call the front desk and see if there were calls.
No, I did call the front desk
Calls about the commercials.
at WRGV. I wanted to know if the public called up, and somebody said, Greg, did you hear somebody say that people were calling the TV station about the vegan commercials to help the animals?
Somebody said something about that, or I'm not quite.
I'm asking you, did you hear that?
I think I did.
I think I did too. So I went to call the front desk, and there's no receptionist. It's a recorder. It's as bad as Channel 10. No receptionist.
Glendora comment, and that's a blast from the past. Exclamation mark.
Blast from the past.
Nice video, period. It is good to hear people talk about Jesus. Create another video about Jesus Christ. Maybe you can do a 60-second video about Jesus, or about the phrases of hope, and or about the promises of God.
Easily.
I.e. the quote from 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7.
Can you hear that, Greg?
Yes.
It's clear, is it?
At the bottom of it.
Yeah.
7:21 p.m. Love your jokes, Glendora, comma, signed Mitch. Dora, I remember when you were on TV many years ago with your cartoons. Your link here. Says Hal Hefner.
Really?
Hal Hefner made a comment on your link. It says, I remember Glendora came to Tamarack School for an assembly. It says here, it says an interesting woman.
That's in Greg's notes. He's going to ask me to tell you about that. When the program was on WRGB 1955 to 1962, thank heavens that something told me to get into the WRGB Newsliner, which was a Chevrolet station wagon, and the latest. And it was all painted in blue and yellow letters and red and stars, and it all said WRGB News. And anybody who worked for the WRGB TV station could go to the back door and take a key off of the board and sign up on a paper at what time and his name he took the wagon. and then I would pack it full of little tricks to show children. And I would go to the assembly hall. Well, folks, I'm telling you, it didn't matter what I said, it was right. If I said hello, there was cheers for 30 seconds. No matter what I said, there were cheers. It was like Bob Hope going to the troops overseas to see the young men who had a severe chance of being killed. Our country's best, the 19-year-olds with their crew cuts and youth all over their face and bodies, going out to be killed. That's what it was like, and everything that Bob Hope said, whether it was funny or not, they'd laugh, just because he came from the States to see them. So thank heaven, thank you heaven, for sending me out in the WRGB sedan to put on a show in person for those children and hear their wild cheering. Greg, what else does it say on that note?
Well, about the being a star on TV and the break in the water department.
Oh, that's different, Greg. Television then was everything to everybody. You did not eat in the kitchen or the dining room anymore. You ate in the living room, and you ate off of a TV station, a TV table, and you ate a TV dinner. When television came out in the 50s, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, it was everybody's life. And then everybody would go to the bathroom at the same time during the commercials. And the water departments of the municipalities were aggrievedly hurt by all of this activity all at once. And of course the whole landscape was ruined by rabbit ears. No, it wasn't rabbit ears, it was TV antennae, right?
Oh yeah.
Did you know that WRGB channel XX22, it was an experimental channel in 1928. We were born in the same year. WRGB and Glendora were born in the same year, 1928. Do you know that they were telecasting? They were putting out a television signal? Do you know that in 1938 WRGB sent the first signal, television signal, from Schenectady to Queens to Flushing, the 1938 World's Fair? Did you know that? Radio with pictures. That's what it was. Radio was great in 1938. It was big. It was the big leader. 1938. And WRGB sent a signal from Proctor's Theater in Schenectady all the way down to Flushing. Now that signal happened to be Felix the Cat. Why? Because it was black and white and so delineated. Radio with pictures. So the war came, Pearl Harbor, 1941, and all these things like that had to stop because everything went into war material. Tanks to kill people, guns to kill people, airplanes to drop bombs. And the war was over in Europe in 1945, June 2nd or 3rd, and then the terrible bomb in the Pacific. August, the war was over. And the rebuild started. And people went back to doing what they were doing before the war. You didn't have any cars, you know. No cars were manufactured. I think the earliest car was 47. 41 to 47. I don't think there were any cars manufactured. They all went into airplanes, bombers, transports, cargo. And WRGB went back to making television. Now before the war, they didn't have any film, cartoons, or movies, or anything like that. They had to produce their own programs. So they did dramas, and all the local people around Schenectady, the capital district, were in the dramas. And there were only a few television sets, and they were distributed among General Electric executives. And these sets, folks, the screen was that big. So they had a magnifying glass in front of the screen so you could see it. And they would put on their programs, we will say, every Wednesday. They would broadcast. And a General Electric spouse called WRGB and said, I know that you broadcast on Wednesday, but my Bridge Club is coming on Tuesday, and I'd like to have you change your day of broadcast from Wednesday to Tuesday. Isn't that funny? Well, I'll tell you it's even funnier. They did it. And that's the history and the glory that I came into in WRGB. You can't imagine the glory and the power and the effect that WRGB had, not only in its own area, but all around the country. They owned Channel 10. What? They owned Channel 10. WRGB owned Channel 13. They owned both of them. It wasn't so long before that I got there that they sold them. They let them go. And of course, being WRGB and all of that General Electric engineering, they put out a mammoth television signal. It went at least 60 miles diameter from the capital district. It went way down into Connecticut. It went way south of Poughkeepsie. It went way east past Pittsfield. It went way west past Herkimer, almost to Utica. Way north in the North Country, way up beyond, almost to Plattsburgh. They put out a powerful signal. It was so powerful, folks, that Channel 4, WBZ-TV Boston, owned and operated by the Westinghouse Corporation, put in a complaint to the FCC saying, stop those people. Their signal is interfering with our signal, which is also Channel 4. By the way, they were Channel 4 then, not Channel 6. So, WRG got a show cause order from the FCC. Show cause why you shouldn't lessen your signal. I think somebody else complained about it too, it was so strong. And of course, WGY was a General Electric radio station, which was one of these powerful all-night radio stations you could hear all the way to Chicago. Is that right, Greg? Those great big radio stations in that period?
Oh yes, yeah.
You could hear them halfway across the country?
Yeah, like at nighttime you can, yeah.
That was the power and the magic that poor Julia Dunn couldn't know and couldn't pass on. And I told Julia Dunn and all the other people there, you are stars. You are on camera, you are on Channel 6 now, you are stars. You are television stars. But nowhere near the magnitude of a television star in the 1950s, when television was everything to everybody. What about black and white? Oh yes, we were black and white. Even when I left WRGV in 1962, we were still black and white. There were color TV sets around. I did buy one. It was $400 and it was an RCA. And the people were orange or red or blue or green. Now WRGV General Electric was trying to win the color TV fight. So was CBS. So was Philco. So was Westinghouse. So was Dumont. But they all failed. Who won it? Who won the color division? Who won the color TV fight? You're right. Who was it, Greg?
What, RCA?
Yep. RCA and the NBC Peacock. That would be around 62, 63. When I went back to television in 1972, maybe 10 years later, a decade later, color was there. And it was beautiful. Now you can't remember or imagine what life was like with all black and white television. But let me tell you this. The best clothing that you could wear, I thought, on TV in those days, 1955 to 1962, was black and white. I always tried to wear black and white because it always looked so good. If you wore red and dark green, it didn't make any difference. It came out black and white, but it wasn't as pretty a black and white as the real black and white. What else is on that list of notes, Greg?
Oh, the other shows, Earl Jarris, Trader Van,
Oh!
the Kathy Kitchen.
First of all, we did not have the elaborate, expensive, and expansive building that is on 1400 Balltown Road, Niskayuna today. We were crunched up in a bowling alley, a former bowling alley right on the shore of the Mohawk River, just beyond the Scotia Bridge. General Electric was here, and then the Van Curler Hotel was there, and the Scotia Bridge was here, and then the bowling alley, and then very, very expensive townhouses on Washington Street, and they still are today, and the YWCA. They were all on that street. So we came from this rickety old bowling alley that had been refurbished here and there and patched up. And it started in the morning, I believe,